And thank you for joining me for the 2020 Candidate One-on-One Interview Series. For those that don't know, my name is Cory King. I'm the Executive Director of the Southern Midcoast Maine Chamber, and we are here at Seaside Studios in Bath. We're actually on site to have a socially distanced interview with one of our next candidates. I will say that this series is sponsored by Priority Real Estate Group. And the reason we're doing this is we want to let you meet the candidates. It's really tough with COVID-19. We can't have a lot of the same, gatherings and meetings and forums that we normally do. And so this is a way that we can bring the candidates right to you. I will say that the Southern Midcoast Maine Chamber does not endorse any candidates. And though Priority Real Estate Group is the sponsor of the series, they're doing that to support the chamber. But that is not an endorsement of any particular candidate. With all that being said, I do want to introduce you to our next candidate, which is Christina Hughes. Oh, I got you zoomed in way too far. There we go. Hi, buddy. Thanks for inviting us down to your studio. This is beautiful. I love the artwork. I love everything down here.
Thank you very much. Welcome to my studio.
Yes. So Christina is your District 52.
Correct.
Yeah, and so some people don't know what district they're in. So can you just describe what District 52 is?
Absolutely. I would love to. It's the city of Bath, which is the home of Bath Ironworks.
Yeah. And that's it. Yeah, so there's some districts that are a conglomeration of several different communities. This is one of the few that is just one community. So it's really easy. So if you live in Bath, Christina is one of the two candidates for the House seat there. So Christina, we just want to go through, in interest of full disclosure, I always like to put this out there. Christina and I go way back. When I used to run the Skowhegan Chamber, Christina had a shop up there. And so we've known each other for years, and we just reconnected when I found out she was a candidate down here. So it is good to see you again, my friend.
It is great to see you too, Cory.
All right. So getting into it, it's a 3-question thing. The first question is the easiest, and that is, who are you? Tell us a little bit about yourself and your background.
Well, of course, my name is Christina Hughes, and I am a single mom. I have 2 beautiful daughters. One's in college, and the other one is in middle school. And I've been in business for 15 years in the state of Maine, but I've been in business right here in Bath for 9 years.
Yes, absolutely. And so, as a business owner or just as a candidate, why are you running this year? What is your motivation? Why now?
Well, in light of everything that's going on around me, I felt the need to get involved.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things that we are struggling, as the entire state is struggling, but our small businesses here are struggling.
Yeah.
With being shut down during the pandemic, our businesses have suffered.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I've been doing is going out and talking to other businesses. And what's really interesting and unique about our city of Bath is the fact that 80% of the business owners downtown are women.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great statistic. 80%.
80%.
Wow.
And it's very unique. And I love the fact it really empowers us as a whole in the community, all these women in business. And we're pretty cool people down here. So.
Well, you are pretty cool people. 80%, that's an amazing number. I can't imagine there's another community in the state that's even close to that. But as a business owner and looking at the struggles that business owners have typically, but also the struggles that have happened since COVID-19 started, I know you and I have talked a little bit before we started filming of just what the issues are going to be upcoming for the legislators, and particularly you had mentioned the budget and the issues that are going to be there. So can we talk a little bit about your feelings on that?
Well, I do know that right now with a lot of the restrictions that we're under, small business owners have really had to step out of the box a little bit, take a look at how we're going to make up the money that we've lost, and what is that going to look like for the future. For me, myself personally, I've cut a lot of the excess bills. Like I don't have Netflix here in the town anymore, and maybe we watch movies instead, and play the good old radio like we always had. But I've really had to cut a lot of expenses, and I feel like I've done that at home too. We just have basic cable, so I can just put gas in my car, and oil in the tank. So I feel strongly about the fact that I do not want to see our taxes raised, because that would really put a lot of stress on Maine families, and that absolutely doesn't make sense during our current pandemic. I'd like to see some of the programs that don't fit our scenario right now cut. I don't feel like, for example, I feel like solar panels for people that can afford them, why should they get tax credits? Like, let's just nix that program for now until we can bring it back when our future looks a little bit brighter. One of the things I do not want to see cut is, veterans, our elderly, domestic violence. Domestic violence right now in the state, due to the pandemic, has increased over last year by 49%.
Oh.
So that's really, we definitely have to address that. There's things that we need to address and things that we can focus on way down the line in the future. With the state right now targeting a $1.4 billion deficit in the next 2 to 3 years, I really would like to take a look at some of the programs that don't fit our needs and cut them.
Yeah. Well, and that's a really interesting point. That's a really pragmatic view of it. And you're right. As a business owner, just in our regular lives, when you don't have the money coming in your budget, you've got to find the places to make cuts, or you got to find places to increase revenue. It's not saying that any of these particular programs are ones you never want to fund, but we've got some tough decisions to make. And you've got to do, it's from college. I remember that Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and you have to have food and shelter and the basic needs first, and then you can have, other needs met later, but you've got to get those basic things. And kind of what you're saying is, the elderly and the veterans and the homeless. The homeless and abuse. Those are things that we need to really focus on right now. And maybe some of those investment pieces, we can wait, a little bit later, because we're in a crisis right now.
Right, absolutely. Another thing I'd like to see, and this is, I've been hearing from our community, is our roads paved. Mm-hmm. I know right now I can't afford car repairs. And those are always like the bills that sneak up on you. And Cory, you were saying something about a statistic.
Yeah. There's some statistic like 42% of Mainers, or it might even be Americans, I'm not sure, can't afford a $400 unexpected bill, and that's what you're talking about. And if our roads have the potholes and you pop a tire,
Yeah.
That means your other bills are being late, or you're going to be short on something, and that kind of stress also isn't healthy to live with.
No, and our rainy day funds are depleted.
Yeah.
Especially because I had a savings, so I understand what everybody's going through, and I want to help.
Yeah.
I want to listen to the community. I want to hear what they want me to go after, because I definitely want to help out our Maine families so that Bath can be as vibrant as it's always been. I love this city.
One of the other things you and I were talking about before we got on was about education and the kind of jobs that are out there, the jobs that are needed, the education that's needed. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, that's definitely one of my biggest focuses is education. I think we have a lot of opportunity here in the city of Bath, being the fact that we have Bath Iron Works.
Yeah.
I think that more vocational programs, maybe apprenticeship programs. Not every child wants to go to college, so how great would it be to be able to take a trade in high school, and then right out of the gate, you're out working right at BIW. And we're keeping our youth, we're keeping our kids here to actually grow the economy here in Maine, so that they don't feel like they have to go to a different state to make money. They can just stay right here with their families.
Well, and it's you almost don't realize it when you're in your own area, but BIW is, General Dynamics, they're one of the largest employers in the state. They're one of the top 5 largest employers. And we just think, well, that's the place it's always. But no, there's people from all around the state, all around the country that go to vocational school to try to make their careers here. And we have it right in our backyard. It's such an asset for us to use.
And I do know statistically, only about 2% of the population in Bath actually works at BIW. Yeah. So I'd like to see that increase.
Sure. Yeah, I would love to. I would
move that mark.
Yeah. Well, I would like to get people to work here and people to move here and make this their hometown. Yeah, for
It's a
sure.
great place to live. It really is.
Yep.
I mean, nobody has a waterfront like we have where you can pull up on your boat and just go eat and shop. And we're really lucky.
We're
really
really
fortunate.
lucky. We're really lucky. It's a unique community for sure, and one that I think people are going to really want to flock to, soon. As I mean, you start to see that the housing market is just crazy right now because people are trying to get here because there is limited housing capacity, and so it's great. Anyway, enough about that. But also, I mean, I do want to let you know that the chamber is looking at doing some workforce programs. We were going to introduce some this year, but with COVID, we weren't able to, and so we're going to still do this. But what we're going to be working on is connecting the schools and the businesses, which is just so crucial for what we need right now.
Well, I look forward to hearing more about those programs, Cory. I'm excited. Yeah. I think it's a great thing that the Chamber's doing for our community.
Well, thank you, Christina. So, other issues, other things that you're keeping an eye on, other things that you think are going to be big for Mainers coming up in this next legislative session?
Well, jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, jobs kind of go hand in hand. Jobs is a big thing. I feel like also, I want to support our police in our community. I think that's really important. The fact that we no longer have a DARE program.
Yeah.
That we need a resource officer for our middle school that we don't currently have. And with all the emotional problems and things, kids are going through a lot right now. And I think it's important to have, a police officer that they feel comfortable to go to and talk to when they don't have somebody else to talk to.
That's a really great point. And so many of our police officers in our part of the world here are those types of approachable, community focused, folks. And yeah, that's a really great sentiment.
And what an inspiration for kids going to school to see a police officer and how they interact with other children. And maybe that will inspire them to want to be a police officer or a fireman. Or, there's a lot of opportunity I just feel like we can tap into. So I feel confident about the opportunity that we have here in our city.
Oh, Christina, that's great. And that's incredibly positive too.
Yeah.
I don't want to cut it short. We have a couple minutes if you want it, but is there anything else we didn't cover that you want to say right now, or?
Well, stay tuned.
Yes, exactly. There we go. Stay tuned for more. So if people want to stay tuned with you and what you believe in stuff, what's a great way for them to get in contact with you?
Well, definitely, you're welcome to come to my studio. It's right here in Bath on Commercial Street, 97 Commercial Street.
There it is.
Definitely give me a call at 207-442-8239, or you can reach me by email, Facebook, Christina Hughes for Maine House. You can definitely private message me if you'd like to through there. I'd love to hear your ideas. Or you can also email me at ChristinaHughes52@gmail.com.
And that is Christina with a CH and Hughes, HUGES.
HGH.
Yes. It's on the sign that's at the beginning of this video if you need to go back to that. But we'll also have a link when we post the video to your Facebook page. So, Christina, thank you so much for joining us and having us here. Really appreciate that. So thanks so much. I also want to say thank you to Priority Real Estate Group for sponsoring this series and letting us get to know the candidates. One last thing before I leave is I will say, if you like this video, please share it with the world. The chances are if you're watching this, you probably know somebody that is in District 52, which is bad, and help share Christina's message. Christina, thank you again. Thanks for hosting us and having us here. All right. And for those watching the videos, if you want to see more videos, go on the Chamber Facebook page, Chamber YouTube channel as well, and we will see you next time.